Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the exalted one, the worthy one, the perfectly enlightened one. Today I am going to introduce insight meditation. First of all, before giving instructions, I will remind you the practice again. Those who prefer breathing meditation, they can concentrate on their breath. When you inhale and exhale, say one in mentally. When you inhale and exhale, say two. When you inhale and exhale, say three. And start from one again. If you prefer to concentrate on this rising and falling of the abdomen, just concentrate on the abdomen. And when it rises, say rising. When it falls, say falling. Rising, falling. Rising, falling. While noticing rising and falling, if you happen to experience pain, don't stretch your legs. Stay still. Don't move. Try to sit more than half an hour if possible. When the pain arises, notice that place and keep repeating mentally, paining, 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 until the pain goes off completely and come back to the rising and falling again. If you hear a sudden distraction, a sound, just notice the sound, say hearing, 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 say it mentally 3 times and come back to the rising and falling of the abdomen. If you have some thoughts, wandering thoughts, say wandering, 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 come back to the rising and falling of the abdomen. If you are thinking, say thinking, 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 and come back to the rising and falling of the abdomen. If you have desire, say desire, 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 then come back to the rising and falling of the abdomen. If you have anger, notice anger, 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 come back to the rising and falling of the abdomen. If you feel like itching or scratching sensation, just notice that place mentally. You scratch with your mind, not with your hand, not with your fingers. Now, there are 4 positions of this meditation. You can do sitting meditation, you can do standing meditation. If you stand still, be aware of the contact of your feet. And you can also be aware the breathing and arising and passing thoughts and any comfortable or uncomfortable, neither comfortable nor comfortable feelings. And there is another walking meditation. If you prefer walking, when you, with open eyes, concentrate somewhere around the feet and just walk left and then right. So keep walking left, right, and when you go near the wall on the other corner and say turning, 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 and you will be turned towards this other way, and you do walking meditation again. With open eyes, be mindful, pay attention, be aware of your feet, somewhere around the feet, and walk. And if you prefer lying down, if you feel tired, you can lie down. When you practice lying down, better to keep your hand like this, otherwise you will fall asleep. When you lie down, be aware of the contact of the body. The body touches the seat here, where whatever bed you are using or any bench or anything, and be aware of the contact of the contacts. body contact, and then any sensations, and any arising and passing thoughts and feelings as said. So you have sitting meditation, you can do standing meditation, and you can do walking meditation, and you can do lying down meditation. So there are 4 positions of this practice. Now I have been explaining up to the I have explained up to the mental life obas. I have explained in my last introduction, and this is the 6th part of this insight meditation instruction. Now I start here from the level of what is called piti, or the rapture. The rapture, when you improve your meditation, you come to the second 10 corruptions of the 10 corruptions, the second part of the 10 corruptions. There are 10 corruptions. They call corruptions. Yeah, that means it's not bad, but once you get attached to these mental visions and something, lights, it will hinder your practice. It will hinder your achievement to realize Nibbana, because you try to enjoy it, and once you get attached, your practice will become very slow. You have to notice whatever that comes and let go. And then gradually you will improve. Now, there are 5 kinds of rapture you come across. They are called Kuddaka Piti, minor rapture, Kanika Piti, momentary rapture, Okkantika Piti, elation rapture, or elevating rapture, Ubbega Piti. Ubbega Piti is elevating rapture. Okkantika Priti and Ubbega Priti. Okkantika is elation rapture. Ubbega Priti is elevating rapture. The 5th one is Parana Priti, pervading rapture. So I repeat again: Kuddaka Piti, minor rapture; Kanika Piti, momentary rapture; Okkantika Piti, elation rapture; Ubbega Piti, elevating rapture; Parana Piti, pervading rapture. So I am going to explain one by one. So we first start from the Kuddaka Piti, minor rapture. Some meditators, when noticing the mind and body process, they experience as a magnetic wave runs through their body, and the body hair stands up. So Kuddaka Priti is like a magnetic wave runs through his body. You feel it. And the body hair will stand up. This kind of piti, the word piti is very hard to explain, because it's not something that enjoy like the ordinary people's happiness. This is thousands and thousands times higher than whatever you enjoy. I mean, in the ordinary world, people call, I am happy, I enjoy happiness, or you come across somebody, or you go to a party or something you enjoy, and that this is not that kind of happiness. This is thousands and thousands times higher than this happiness called rapture. It's very hard to explain. You have to practice and experience it by yourself. Kanika Piti, the second one is Kanika Piti, momentary rapture. The meditator at this point experiences a soothing air flow starts from his feet and rises up to his chest and disappears. So like a air, very smooth in air flow moving from the feet all over the body up to the chest, and then they disappear. So it starts from the feet and very smoothing, as if air, kind of like air is cool air is moving inside the body, and it rises up to the chest and then vanishes. That is called Kanika Piti, momentary rapture. On some occasions, this soothing air flow rises up to the neck and sometimes up to his head and disappears. Sometimes it rises from the feet up to the neck and disappears. Sometimes up to the head and disappears. Sometimes he feels like a cool sensation rises up to his head. Sometimes it rises as a hot sensation. The body becomes so light, and sometimes the person will not even feel his body. So sometimes you feel like a cool sensation running through your body. Your body becomes very light, and sometimes you don't even feel your body. So this is known as a Kanika Piti, momentary rapture. Then the third one is Okkantika Piti, elation rapture. The meditator feels as if his body becomes so light and floating on sea waves, feels like sitting on a cradle, feels his body is still, and also feels like floating. While doing mindfully walking, he feels like a walkway is moving. Okay. At this level, the meditator will experience body becomes so light and as if floating like. While walking, you feel like your soul is like a cat's paw, as if that you are walking on a cushion, and you feel body is very light and is like bumping like while walking. Like you feel like you are floating on something, floating on sea waves like. While mindfully walking, he feels like the walkway is moving. Sometimes while walking, then you feel the walkway is moving like that. Feels like is gone to sleep, that you have fallen asleep. But the meditator, when you question, he says he didn't sleep. While lying on a bed and meditating, he feels like his body is not touching the bed at all. His body has moved here and there. So when you lie on a bed, lie down on the bed, you feel like the body is not touching the bed. Sometimes you feel like that you have fallen asleep, but if somebody questions this person at this level, he says, I didn't go to sleep, but he feels very light, as if the body is not touching the bed. So this kind of condition is called Okkantika Piti, elation rapture. Then after that one comes to the Ubbega Piti, elevating rapture. While the meditator lying on the bed and keeping his hands on the body and meditating, he feels like electric shock runs through his body. So he feels like electric shock runs through his body. For several times and moves his hands upwards and bends down. So the meditator at this level, when he comes to the level of Ubbega Piti, elevating rapture, he feels like an electric shock moves inside his body and his hands throws up like that. Sometimes moves his hands upwards and bends down. It moves upwards and bends down. The legs too moves upwards and falls down. If you lie down on a bed at this level, when you improve up to this level, when you lie down, you feel like your legs are moving upwards and falls down. While practicing sitting meditation, the meditator feels as if an electric shock runs through his body and he loses feeling of sitting, and as if his body is thrown away. So while lie down on the bed, he feels like an electric shock runs through his body and as if his body is thrown into sideways. So always the body is not touching the bed, body is moving upwards. When he checked his position, he come to know that his body was at the same place and it had not moved at all. But when he checked his position, he feels like body is at the same level, it has not moved, but he feels like as if the body is moving. While bending towards the right side and meditating, automatically his body turns upwards. When you try to bend towards the right side and meditate, automatically his body turns to this side. When you try to bend towards the left side and meditate, automatically the body turns to the other way. sometimes he doesn't feel his limbs and because these movements happen so fast and he may notice in some moments too, but after a while he is beginning to feel his limbs again. And sometimes he doesn't feel certain part of the body, but after a while he come to aware of this, the certain parts of the body. He feels like in his head an electric shock, like or as if lightning. Sometimes he feels like someone was pushing his body forward. He feels like as if his mouth shivering. So he feels like his mouth is shivering, or electric shock runs through his body, and he feels like someone is pushing forward. So this kind of condition is known as the Ubbega Piti, elevating rapture. So then we come to the fifth one, the last one is called the Parana Piti, pervading rapture. The meditator, while noticing mind and body process mindfully, he feels a soothing and delight pleasure, similar to a sea wave rising from the bottom of his body and runs up to his feet. So he feels like a sea wave is moving through his body. The Parana, pervading rapture, that means the rapture pervade all over his body. Sometimes you feel like the rapture is throwing very far from the body. Certain rapture is throwing. It's very hard to explain the experience of insight. You have to experience this condition, then you come to know what I am saying. For some meditators, this kind of pleasure runs up to the mouth and feels so happy and love to enjoy that feeling instead of noticing. So some meditators feel this kind of happiness rises up to his mouth and they feel very happy at this time. They forget to notice and they try to enjoy. That is why it is known as corruption. That means that you get attached to this kind of condition at this level. Because of that, you get delay to reach the higher levels. It hinders your progress of insight. But if you notice mindfully, if you can be aware of the same condition mindfully, then gradually they will fade away and your mind will improve concentration, wisdom, and improve up to high level. Some meditators at this level say, oh, we have never enjoyed such a kind of feeling in the human world. So they feel it. In the human world, we have never enjoyed this kind of feeling. Yeah. This is a very high level of feeling. So They say like that. We have never enjoyed this kind of feeling as in this human world. They say this kind of feeling cannot be explained in words. One feels this kind of rapture as if thrown away from his body to a far distance. You feel like rapture is thrown very far from your body. You might wonder, how can a happiness throw outside? But you have to experience this inside meditation. People might think, oh, the meditation means just close eyes and sit in and be peaceful and calm. No. Buddha's teaching is not that. Buddha's teaching is very different. If you practice, it improves concentration and wisdom, a special understanding you have never ever experienced before. So that is why we encourage you to practice. We as instructors, we can give guidance, but we can't make someone practice. It is up to you to practice and experience this kind of feelings. Now here, out of these 5 kinds of rapture, the momentary rapture, Kanika Piti, taking the support of tranquility, one could reach to the state of Upachara Samadhi, access concentration, and to Appana Samadhi, absorptions. But those who want to reach the absorption, called Appana Samadhi in Pali, that's a high level of deep concentration. You can turn the practice towards that way instead of practicing inside. Out of these 5 kinds of rapture, the momentary rapture I have explained before. At this level, that you can turn your practice by taking the support of momentary rapture. You can go into a deep concentration level called absorption or Appana Samadhi. You must have heard about the Samadhi, the jhana, first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana. So those are deep concentration levels. So I stop at this point today, and we will start again next time from the in Pali language called Passaddhi or tranquility. So that there are 10 corruptions. I have explained the 2 here, Obasa, the lights, Piti, rapture, and the third one I will explain later is called Passaddhi, tranquility. So thank you for listening, and I hope that you will get the benefit of the Buddha's teaching and try your best to free yourself from the cycle of birth and death. Free yourself from all suffering. If you practice this, sometimes you may not improve a lot, but it will really help you for your next life, and it continues automatically. You will remember in next life your practice, and you will practice it without a teacher, and it will gradually improve, and one day you will reach the enlightenment. I thank you very much. Let us bless all the people in the world. May all beings be well, happy and peaceful. May all beings be free from all illnesses. May all beings realize the truth someday. Thank you.